Howdy folks, it's Zach, and I wanted to put together a quick video for everybody to show some very fast ways to make a lot of credits in a very short amount of time in Star Wars The Old Republic. So the first thing is that I am going to recommend having at least one level 65 max level character who's been through at least Chapter 10 of the patch 4.0 expansion Knights of the Fallen Empire. Once you've hit Chapter 10, you do have the chance and ability to open up alerts in your companions and contact page, and if you scroll down to the bottom there, you're going to have a few for people of your faction that you can travel to immediately. I'm going to recommend going ahead and doing that. That's free travel to Odessa, and that's going to get us started for the day. So what kind of credits are we looking at making here? I want to basically put as much utility into your pockets as possible. So I'm actually looking at early level heroics. Not all of them are fast and not all of them are good. So I'm going to go over today exactly which ones you should take and why. For this particular setup, I do recommend either using a mercenary, or excuse me, a commando or a gunslinger, okay, because they start when they first start their storyline, they start on Ord Mantell. Ord Mantell has 3 very quick heroics that are all in the same area that are extraordinarily repeatable. And right now on this server, I have 2 gunslingers, a commando, and a vanguard that I rotate around and use them for all these heroics. If you do it right, you should end up with a little over 200,000 credits per run, and you should be able to finish it in about 15 minutes or so. Which is really decent. Plus, as an added bonus for the heroic, you'll also get some faction items for building up your alliance, and inside of those could also have the possibility of companion gifts, as well as a few other prizes. So here we are on the list, and I'm going to show you what to take. Scroll all the way down to Ord Mantell. Take Cutting Off the Head, Buying Loyalty, and Destroy the Beacons. All 3 of those. You're going to scroll up a little bit. We're going to go to Coruscant. We're going to take all 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're also going to scroll down. We're going to grab 2 more. There's a fast one on Terrace. It's called Fallen Stars. I'm going to go over that. And then there's also a fast one on Tatooine called Pirate Bullies. We're going to take that. That is your list. Everything else here is optional. You can choose to do it, you can choose to ignore it, but I will say that these are going to be the fastest ones for you in the shortest amount of time. From here, I'm immediately going to click on Cutting Off the Head, Kill Savrab Chieftains. This is going to put me on Ord Mantell in the middle of all 3 of the quests that are there. For this, I'm running my Gunslinger in Saboteur spec, which gives Plasma Probe, the Flame Probe, that is just a natural AoE. My other, Sharpshooter, either or is going to be fantastic for this. Now you're wondering, can I do the same thing on Empire? Well, I've done this a lot, and on Empire, unfortunately, their starting planets don't get quite as quick a run as the ones here on the pub side. So I do recommend doing this particular setup with the pub side. Alright, I'm going to grab that Savrab Chieftain. This group over here is already done. Alright, and also, my companion that I'm running today is level 20. Or Affection Influence level 20. So she is going to really kick some butt. I just have her naturally in a DPS stance. Alright. You're going to see a lot of other players, by the way. I am doing this on a Tuesday. They just, patched this last night, so there's going to be a lot of players running around on the same pattern. The trick to this is that a lot of people will just come here, and they may not go after the right stuff. That is one of the towers I need for one of these quests. There's a person already on it, so I'm going to zip ahead, and I'm going to grab some more chieftains. Here we go. And I'm going to grab one of the other towers. They refresh only after a few seconds, so, it's worth it to go ahead and just go ahead and grab them. Or, let somebody else grab them while you grab other objectives. This area is so small and so tiny, you can get through this really fast. Alright, I also have a pocket chieftain up there somebody killed, but this console tower looks good. And an ideal setup, I'd hit that first tower, drive over here, hit those chieftains, hit this tower, hit the last tower, hit the last guy, and you're done. And literally the whole thing takes, under a few minutes. On this one, I am going to have to do this one extra time, like a little quick pass through, just to get that last chieftain, but it won't take long. Okay, talk to this guy, finish it up, you're done, that quest is done. That one's so easy, it's literally just talking to one player. Alright, I'm gonna zip past this person here, sorry bud. He should have been mounted. Alright. And now I just gotta go back, I'm gonna take this one last chieftain. Alright. So now I need just that last chieftain and one last tower, and I'm good to go. So by this point, if you notice here, the respawn rate is extraordinarily high. I should be able to just grab that tower and the last chieftain. There they are. Hopefully before this next player gets there. Oh shoot! Ah! Woo. Man, that was close. Alright, and we are good to go. I'm going to accept these 2 quests. Boom, boom. My companion finished them off, and now we're moving on. That's it. That's all there is to it for Ord Mantell. Ord Mantell is done. I'm clicking Enemies of the Republic. We're going straight to Coruscant, and we're going straight to the Jedi Temple. So as you can see, guys, if you get a good rhythm on this, that one actually could have gone even faster. I finished 3 quests in probably... So getting to learn which ones you can tear through, most of them give the same amount of credits regardless of whether it was a very easy planet or a very hard planet. There is one other thing I'll note, is that some of these quests have some kill bonuses, and the bonus credits are about 15 to 20,000 per pop. There's some times where I'll say go ahead and do it, and there's other times where I just say skip it. For this particular quest, I say go for it. There's only a few extra ads you need, but for some quests you may need upwards of like 30, maybe even 40 bad guys to get that bonus, and that's just not time effective. In here, I'm going to go ahead and stop, plant, I'm going to send my companion after the adept, I'm going to put my plasma probe in the middle and just start spamming this. Sweeping gunfire. This dude was a little out of range, but that's no problem. He's toast. Okay, collect the loot, rinse, lather, repeat. I'm going to do the same thing here, send my companion on in, send my plasma probe in, and just start spamming sweeping gunfire. One of the reasons I choose these low-level planets is just because the armor level and the health level of these guys is so low that it's pretty easy to kind of get a nice rhythm in. They die really fast. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to, is they just die very fast. Alright, V, plasma probe. I'm going to use my set bonus piece on this guy. Some explosive probe action. He's done. Okay. Also, don't forget about jet boost. Get you from place to place a little faster. And bam. Alright, we got one more opponent left for this quest. He's right behind me and to my right. I'm going to go ahead and plasma probe him. Explosive probe him, speed shot him. He's done. That quest is it. Chalk that one up. Next up, Enemies of the Republic. Alright, or excuse me, Republic's Most Wanted. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. We've got a few targets in here, a few ads. This one is extremely fast as well, especially if you have a companion that is ranged that can do a little bit of an AoE spread like suppressive fire. I'm going to drop my plasma probe down, bang, just start my AoEs. He is done. Also to note, one of the things that also makes this loot profitable for you as a player is that the trash for doing these is still going to be level 60 trash. You know, so you're looking at some blues and some greens that you might be able to either sell, you know, to a vendor or try to sell on the GTN. There's also going to be some really nice companion gifts you can pick up, usually of some pretty decent quality. So, you know, you're going to see me stop and pick up these green pieces of trash, and when you look at them, they're going to be level 61. So that's a couple thousand credits just straight up at the vendor, you know, for you. And that can definitely be, you know, not going to make you rich, but it's definitely going to keep you from being poor. Alright, Gutshot's toast. He's number 1. Alright, I got a blue piece out of there. That's usually a couple thousand credits. Alright, gonna swing on over. Alright, one of the things you're going to notice too on my gunslinger is I'm going to usually try to put down plasma probe in between a few of these guys because it does have an auto slow, and that just kind of makes these pulls go a little smoother most of the time. These guys aren't really exactly too tough, so I don't usually have to worry. I also gauge my time and see how fast I'm going based on where the position of this strong type bad guy is. If I'm right on time and things are moving quick, he should be almost right in front of Burnout there. Easy peasy, he's toast. Just gonna hit him with a quick draw, accepts, and we are moving right along. Alright, next up. The one I like to do next is to go to Learn Gunther's Shop for Trouble Indeed. Also because that one's just insanely fast. The Face Merchants is going to be the last one I do here on this planet, mostly because sometimes there is a little bit of a line for the trash. If you do it in an off time, you can kill the trash and get the passkey really fast. But if not, you're going to have to fight with some other players. So anytime that happens, I do like to try to save that quest for the last one. And that way I can get done super speedy, the ones that I know are always going to be super speedy. I'm going to drop Plasma Probes on these 3 guys here. Explosive Probe and Speed Shot, piece of cake. And that group is done. Let's collect the loots. Great, I'm going to send my companion in on the Labor Droid and just AoE down these 3. Guy behind the door there. If you're wondering about my gear, right now I am using just really, you know, basic gear, honestly. The only special thing I have are my old set bonus pieces from an older set. So this isn't radically advanced, you know, raid tier gear that's getting me through this. These guys are really nice and easy, and the gear I have is readily available. You know, nothing super special. I did augment my gear for crit and alacrity just to kind of give a little extra punch, you know, and that's pretty standard at this point in the game. Most people are gearing up with crit and alacrity augments and enhancements, just speed things along. At low levels, what I've noticed is you could still do mastery. For higher levels, you're going to lose that gain and you're going to lose some DPS if you're gearing straight for mastery. So back in 3.0, mastery was a good thing. Now it's not a terrible thing, your main stat, but it's not going to get you the highest numbers. And what I've noticed at low levels is it will give you better overall top end damage DPS, but it won't necessarily bring you, you know, at low levels, you know, crit and alacrity are still good. They'll just speed up your cooldowns and give you a little bit more punch. So it's kind of up to you. Anyway, for here, my objective is to leave this shop for it. All I'm going to do is actually click on the next quest to obtain a passkey, and that will automatically finish up this quest, and I'll accept the reward on the run in my next little hallway. So we're almost done with Coruscant. Alright, so we got a little bit of a line here. People are stalking out a few different zones. This is going to get a little tricky. If you come here in an off time, that works out a little bit better, because then usually there's just a lot less waiting. Like I said, today is a Tuesday, so everything just refreshed, and everybody's coming here to do this. My recommendation is if you do have a bit of a line, stalk one of the zones that the bad guys will appear in. In this case, I'm looking right here to go ahead and grab the group that will come up next. Alright. The other thing I like to do is actually just to go ahead and hang around in the center area there and just see where bad guys will come up from. Okay. The timer for this is anywhere from 0 to 5 minutes depending on when the last group was killed, so you do kind of got to be on your toes. Most of the time, like I said, if they're just standing around, you can just go ahead and kill them. This is going to be the longest wait of what we do in this video series, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep the video going so you can see kind of how long that wait is. Alright, somebody got theirs over there. I'm just helping them kill them. Alright, I didn't get any credit for that, obviously. Alright, but if you see them start respawning somewhere else, start getting used to the idea that they're going to respawn next to you. You gotta imagine, as people come in through the door, they probably kill what's in front of that door first, move into the center, move around the wings. So where I'm at right now should be one of the last places to spawn in order. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep Plasma Pros out. As long as I tag a few of the guys in here, I will get the passkey and get moving. Alright, it's probably going to spawn next to this guy with the Wookiee next. But I'm keeping my eyes open behind me just in case I see something open up over there. See, there he goes. So mine should be up next. Keeping Plasma Probe going. Alright. Thankfully, unfortunately if you do this on Imp side, the Imp quests on Drum and Koss are kind of ridiculous. There's a bunch where you're competing with other players on them, and there's also, unfortunately, a bunch of quests where you have to wait a really long time for a single respawn, which is a major pain in the butt. Okay, I gotta watch my energy here. I'm waiting for these guys to respawn, should be any second now. Come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby. I'm just keeping that fire going. As long as those guys respawn in the middle of it. There we go. I got him. That's it. That's all it took. I'm out of here. Alright, so this one does have a bonus for hitting 15 bad guys. I find that that's really rude and disrespectful for all these guys waiting to take out a whole room full of bad guys. So if you ever come in here and you see a full load of guys, it's not really worth the 15,000 credits. You can literally just do these next 2 quests and make that back almost immediately. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and click on this console. We're going to go in through the green door, and I'm going to go up and straight to the left. Okay, first thing we got is 2 bad guys with 2 droids that are about to teleport in. I drop my plasma probe, drop my AoE, 2 bad guys come in. If you can kill those guys on 1 hit, the 2 guys that were by this door, then these 2 droids don't show up. But I'm kind of in a dot spec right now, so that's going to happen. Obviously, they're not terribly difficult to kill. I'm going to zip around this corner, 2 more droids. They're toast. Alright, room full of droids. There's one hiding around here behind this console. I'm just basically just going to throw out an AoE. Kill as many as I can, let this last bad guy come to me. There he is. Alright, collect the loots. We're going to rinse, lather, repeat on the same side on the other side, with a slight variation. Here we go, up the right-hand side this time. Alright, drop the plasma probe. Oh, I'm sorry, what do they call it? Over here they call it incendiary grenade. I'm used to doing stuff on my sniper and usually calling it by those names, so. Alright, from here I'm just going to look in, I'm going to hit this guy. Any guy will do, and then I'm just going to set up my AoEs right here by the door. As they rush out to the door, they come into a flaming and gun-firing death. Unless my companion, of course, decides to run in and ruin that AoE. Companions sometimes can be thick as a brick. Okay. If that happens, you could just start that pull a little bit on the further on the outside. Alright, this one finished up. That's Face Merchants. I'm going to go ahead and accept that, and then I'm going to go to Fallen Stars on Terrace. Terrace has a lot of different heroics you can do, but some of them take a little while, and some of them may just have a simple objective saying like investigate blank and blank, but then when you go there, it's, oh, and now kill 50 guys, now doors, now click on these consoles, and it gets very complex. The cool thing about Fallen Stars, a lot of guys you can avoid, and this sucker is done and done. And right now, when it comes to these things, we're looking for speed. Speed is the key here, because if you want to do, say, I'll make a lot of credits in a very short amount of time, then your best options are either to craft or do some farming missions that you can do exceptionally quickly. You can also raid too. You can actually make some pretty decent money raiding if you're with a good raid team that doesn't die very often. I do recommend that as well. Plus the loot from the trash is actually quite profitable. But if you don't have access to a raid team or you just like doing stuff solo sometimes, then this is a great option as well. So somebody's already here and they're killing all the bad guys for me. I have no problems with that. I'm actually just going to zip around these bad guys here and click on this missile. Don't feel bad if this is you. These missiles respawn really fast. It only is a few seconds before the next time it's available to be clicked on, so you don't have to worry like, oh my gosh, that other guy was waiting and now he has to wait some more. It'll be fine. Alright, so for here, we got another champion level bad guy. I'm just going to go ahead and unload on him. I have Smuggler's Luck that was already up and ready to go. We're just going to pop that. I have my companion DPS stance. He's already dead. I click on this last pile of missiles, and that finishes off Fallen Stars. I'm just spacebarring through. Doesn't really matter what I'm choosing there. And last but not least, we're going to go and do the one on Tatooine, which is Pirate Bullies. And the great thing about Pirate Bullies, there's a bunch of good quests on Tatooine as far as heroics go, but some of them do have you traveling through the map some. If you're looking for speed, very counterproductive. The cool thing about this one is this one lands you right in the zone, you walk through a door, you fight trash, it's just 3 bad guys, and then you're onto the boss and you're done. So this is one of those that I highly recommend. Not a lot of competition. If you also want to do the bonus for it really quick, the bad guys for the bonus are right around the structure that you're about to head into, and they're all really easy. So here we are for Pirate Bullies. That is the structure we're going to head into. The bad guys, as you can see, are all pretty weak, and those are the guys for the bonus. I'm actually going to skip them for today. Those are purely optional, and like I said, today we're just going purely for speed. Wait, did catch the attention of one of these guys. Timing was a little off. Okay, do be aware, it's Tatooine, so guys do hit a little harder in comparison to the last couple planets you've just been on. Alright, for this one, I'm going to go ahead and send my companion in first. These guys do use a stun, and you can see them stun her. There it is, alright. And I'm going to go ahead and just light these guys up a little bit. I'm also going to use Hunker Down Okay. For the next guy, my health looks a little low, but that's actually not so bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop Heroic Moment right now. I don't need it, but it will become a little bit helpful. I'm going to let my companion start this battle off on this guy, and basically I'm just going to work on stun locking him. Kick. He's done. All there is to it. So as you can see, I didn't need a tremendous amount of skill or health for that. And that's it, guys. That's the end of this video. I'm going to go back to my base really quick. I'm going to sell the trash that we have gained, and I will tell you the difference between what I started with and what I ended with, and you can see how many credits that I made during that time. Now, of course, this is obviously averaged. More green or blue drops, which may change the overall makeup of what your loot looks like, but you can definitely expect at least 200,000 credits. That's not including whatever you get out of the rewards for the containers that you just got. So I'm going to run over to my little vendor over here. I'm going to repair and sell. We're going to go and sell all the green trash and blue trash that we got during that. Okay, and I'm going to pause for just a sec, and then I'll tell you what the loot difference is. Okay, so quick math on my spreadsheet tells me that my starting cash on this character was 78, 633, 226. My ending cash for this character was 78, 904, 106, which was a difference of 270,000 credits. Excuse me, 270, 880 credits. So as you can see, I made a little over 250,000 credits in just a few minutes. So that is not also, of course, including cashing these lock supply crates in. The lock supply crates will get me legacy gear that I can either keep or sell, and sometimes also some companion gifts. Same thing, you can either keep them, sell them, or auction them off for even more credits. So that is how you make 250,000 credits in about 15 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. This is again my tips for how to make you cash fast in Star Wars: The Old Republic.